Now, Douglas, I've been keen to get your take on the scandal that engulfed Manchester United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe after he said this.
You can't have an economy with 9 million people on benefits and huge levels of immigrants coming in. I mean, the UK is being colonised. It's costing too much money. It'll cause, well, yeah. The UK is being colonised by immigrants, really, isn't it?
Douglas, Sir Jim has since apologised. He said if his language offended some people, he was sorry. What do you make of the comments, and was an apology necessary?
Well, I mean, this is a classic thing of modern Britain and much of the modern West. What he said is his own opinion. Very many people will agree with him. Some people might disagree with some of the wording, but much of the facts of what he said is just indisputable. But no, we never do get to that. We never do get to the facts or the actual discussion. What we've had instead for the last week has been the great modern British pastime of shooting the messenger. Everybody up to and including the Prime Minister of the UK has decided to talk about this, to decide to condemn his remarks. We've had our brilliant Foreign Secretary as well as Prime Minister across the airwaves saying nobody should have used these words. Do they have nothing better to do? Is their job really to be like anyone else on X, just showing their own political stance and trying to silence somebody else's speech? It's absolutely typical. You get into this shoot the messenger mode. And if anyone doubts that, by the way, since making those comments, Jim has received, among other things, an unbelievable pasting across the British media, the commentating class, and much more, accusing him of tax dodging and much more. He has contributed, by the counts I've seen, hundreds of millions of pounds in taxes to the UK, sometimes more than 100 million, I think, in 1 year. That is an enormous amount that the Exchequer has gained from him. But of course, people don't want to go to the question that he has raised, among others, which is people who don't pay their way in society. Instead, they've tried to decide that he is particularly guilty of not paying his way in society. As I say, it's not just shooting the messenger in cases like this. It's shooting in and then jumping up and down on his body. I mean, it's absolutely obscene. And I wish that at some point modern Britain was grown up enough to actually have the sort of debate which he raised and get down to the issues that he's raised, instead of this stupid prancing around the language policing, which is all we ever hear.
Well, Douglas, given that the attacks have continued, and in fact, one could argue that bullies have been emboldened by the apology, was the apology a mistake? Should he have stuck to his guns?
No, absolutely he shouldn't have apologised. But I mean, I can see why he did, because the howling, screaming mob that comes down on somebody when they say something like this. I mean, one of the things in the last week has been that his club has, foreign players, and people are trying to pretend that his comments would effectively keep foreign players out of his football club. Well, the players in his football club are highly paid, very unusual types of migrant, aren't they? They're people who are paid, for instance, £300,000 a week. Now, I don't think anyone in Britain has a problem with very highly skilled, high-performing athletes and footballers coming to the UK. That's not what his comments referred to. They referred to the people who come to a country, take advantage of welfare benefits, don't pay in, and only take out. Well, is that not something worth mentioning? Is a taxpayer who pays more than their share in taxes, a very large share in taxes, are they not allowed to have a view about any of this? Is everyone just meant to roll over and apologise endlessly? No, I wish he hadn't given in. I understand why he did. But as ever, yes, as you say, Rita, the bullies are simply emboldened. And unfortunately, it means that fewer people, as ever, will actually come out and say what they think at a time when more people need to come out and say what they think about things that are incredibly unjust and unfair to the majority of the public.